Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and another video. So as you guys can probably tell from the title, I don't know why I say that in all my videos, but whatever. I'm going to be providing you guys with an update on how I've been going with my 23 books that I want to read in 2023. So I thought we're officially in July. It is July 1st when I'm filming this, so I thought I would provide you guys with an update to see how I've gone in the first 6 months of this year with reading these 23 books. So I will start with the books that I have managed to read so far this year. They're not going to be in the order that I listed the books in or that I've read them in. It's literally in the order that I have pulled them off my shelves and stacked them in. I'm just going to let you know the books that I've read, whether I liked them, and that's it. But if you want more in-depth information on these books, I do recommend that you guys just watch my wrap-up videos because all of these books will be mentioned over there. So the first book on my list of 23 books that I have read this year is Evercursed by Corey Ann Haydu. This book was a bit more of a disappointing read for me. Didn't really enjoy it very much. I'm relieved that I have done because it's been sitting on my shelf for a while. I will likely be on selling this novel. The second book that I have read is Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. Didn't actually like it that much, if I'm being honest. Now that I'm able to sit back and reflect on it, didn't think it was that great of a book, and I've had to be doing a lot of reflecting on Colleen Hoover as an author for me, and I really just think that she's one that I don't enjoy that much, and I don't think she's as good as people have made her out to be. This is one that I have read. Likely will not be one that I would pick up and reread. I didn't enjoy it that much. I just thought there were a lot of things that happened in this book that were weird, insta-lovey, and just cringy for me. The third book that I have read is Well Matched by Jen DeLuca. This is the third book in the Willow Creek series. This is one that I tried to read last year and had to put it down. Didn't DNF it, but I was quite close to it. Just didn't enjoy it last year. Got 30 pages through it, but I really quite enjoyed reading it again this year. I think I rated it 3.5 stars, 4 stars. I thought it was really quite good. Enjoyed the characters, and I'm glad that I gave it a second chance. And then book 4 was Terms and Conditions by Laura Asher. This is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaires series. I did not enjoy this novel. I actually do have a reading romance vlog on it with this one and then 2 other books in this pile. Did not enjoy this series. Won't be picking up the third one, but I'm glad that I've read it so that I can actually move these books out of my collection. But that was the main reason why it was on this list, but it's done. Alrighty, and then the 5th book that I read off my list, I feel really awkward repeating this, is The Royals Next Door by Karina Halley. Don't know, sorry. This is one that I wanted to be better than it was, but I just couldn't get over the similarities between the royal couple in this novel and with the Duchess and Duke of Sussex. It was just a little bit too much for me, and I don't know if they were the inspiration for this couple or if it was just a really weird coincidence, but there were just a lot of similarities between the royal couple in there and here that I just didn't like and just didn't care for. I wanted to like this book more than I did, but I just really found it weird, and the sudden friendship between the main character and the Duchess was just so unbelievable to me. I just couldn't deal with it. Nonetheless, I have read it, so we're grateful that it was the 5th book of my 23 books that I wanted to read. Book 6 and book 7 are part of the same series, and that is Twisted Games and Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. They are also part of the reading romance vlog I was talking about with Terms and Conditions. Really didn't like these books very much. I feel like the only reason why I partially started to like them was because there was 2 of them and I read that much of it that I just sort of accepted my fate, but for the most part, didn't actually really enjoy this series. Not enough to actually pick up the 4th and final book. I think it's Twisted Lies. Not gonna read it. It's not for me. These books are not for me. I don't think the author's writing style is for me either, which is completely fine. But like I said, if you're interested in more of my thoughts on this series and then the Terms and Conditions one, there is a reading vlog. If I remember to link it, I will, but I don't trust myself to do so. And then the 8th book that I have read off of this list is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I think I rated this one higher than I should have. I seem to think to myself that if I read a book quickly that I have to rate it high, and it's just because you read a book quick doesn't actually mean it's any good. Might just mean you want to get it over and done with. And I think this is one of those. I quite enjoyed the plot twist at the end of the book, but not enough to pick up anything else by Mia Sheridan. I know a lot of people really loved and adored this book. I just don't see why. Book 9 is The Italian Job by Catherine Freeman. This is another one that I thought I was going to enjoy more than I did. My only redeeming thing is the fact that this book is actually set in Italy. I can confirm they're looking after a house on Lake Como in Italy. I read it quick. I wanted it to be better than it was, which is fine. Why do I have a bookmark in there? I have read it, I promise. But yeah, so that was the 9th book out of these 23 that I've read. And then book 10 is Built to Last by Erin Hahn. Really didn't like this. I just found it very juvenile and childish. Didn't realize that they were all child stars. Had I known that, probably wouldn't have picked it up because that wouldn't have interested me. I skim read it for the most part. Didn't think it was worth the read, to be honest. I really hope this is 11 because this is awkward if it's not. But the 11th book I've read this year off my list is Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. Took me most of May to read this book, if I'm being honest. It was a very thick fantasy novel and I'm 4 weeks post reading this book or longer, I still couldn't tell you what it's about, which is really bad because it's 500 pages. I should remember something, but nothing. My brain is empty and it is a little bit disappointing, but I wanted to like it more than I did because I really liked the Red Queen series by her, but I just didn't. And that's okay. So we'll talk about books 12 and 13 together because they are a part of a duology. And that was the These Hollow Vows duology by Lexi Ryan, which obviously has These Hollow Vows and These Twisted Bonds. Holy shit. I would say that out of all of the books on my 23 books that I want to read this year, these are my 2 favorites. They are the standouts. I adored these. They were both 4.5-star reads. I don't know if I rated them 5, but they were fantastic. I loved it. They literally are ACOTAR for YA. It's in a duology, nice and wrapped up. Things did resolve quite quickly, but for the most part, I flew through these. I loved them. I thoroughly enjoyed them to the point that I now have special editions of them. Book 14. So this is how well I'm doing, guys. I've already read 14 at least, which was Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. I'm pretty sure I said that she sounded like a badass character and I was here for it. She wasn't. I was let down by this book. Was also disappointed to find out that it was not a standalone like I thought. There's actually a sequel already out and I think the 3rd one is coming out this year or next year, but I just wanted it to be more than what I got. So it's fine. We will live with the disappointment, but I wouldn't recommend it. And then book 15 is All the Tides of Fate by Adeline Grace. Glad I've read it because it's been sitting on my shelf for a while. I think I preferred it more than All the Stars and Teeth, but for the most part, didn't really like it. This duology just wasn't for me. I'm pretty confident I've picked up other novels by Adeline Grace, or I want to, so I'm willing to give her another try, but this duology just wasn't for me pretty much. And then the 16th and final book that I have read so far off this list is Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney. This one I did rate, I think I literally did the wrap up video before filming this and I can't remember how many stars I rated this book. It was 4 stars, I think. For the most part, I really enjoyed it. I did find it predictable and easy to guess who was blackmailing Quinn, but you know what? It was a fun, easy read. I wish they were more college-age students, but the blackmailing happening in high school makes a lot more sense than it happening in college, so it's fine. I am relieved that I have read 16 of the 23 books that I want to read in 2023, which is amazing and means that I only have 7 books that I have to read in the next 6 months to meet my reading challenge, which I'm really excited about. I think that's fantastic for me. So I don't know if you guys noticed or paid enough attention, but most of the books on this list were the contemporary novels, probably why I've read them, because I've said a million times before that I am on a bit of a reading slump with fantasy novels. 6 of these 7 books are fantasy novels. Only one of them is a standalone. The other ones are part of a series or finishing off a series, and I'm just oh. If I at least read 1 to 2 of these a month, I will be fine. And I think that's my plan. Let's get into the 7 books that I haven't actually read so far off this list. So the first one we're going to talk about is one that I have actually started, but I got 50 pages through and I just needed a break. And that is Blade Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. It is actually the sequel to Realm Breaker. So I read Realm Breaker in May and then I went to pick up Blade Breaker. And like I said, I'm literally 58 pages through and I had to put it down because like I said with Realm Breaker, I just didn't know what the hell was going on with it. So I put this one down and I just wanted to pick up like some contemporary novels to read because they're fun and easy. I would like to finish it in July just because I really wanted to finish it in June, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So we're going to try for July to at least get 50% through this book. I will be happy with myself if I can do that. Yeah, see, why is it so long? Like, please explain. So it's 578 pages and like, it's not like it's a short novel. Like, it is quite tall. It's a little intimidating for me to have to pick it up and read it. The second book that I have not finished this year is also another one that I have started to read and put down because I just wasn't loving it. I got 36 pages through it, and that is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This was actually one that I thought I was going to really enjoy because people have raved about it, said amazing things, and I just found the main characters irritating. And I was only 36 pages in and I put it down. I don't know if I just wasn't in the mood to read it. This book is actually on my TBR for July, so I am hoping I'm able to finish it this month. Oh, geez, that's why. It's 484 pages, so I literally still have 450 pages to go. Like, it's a contemporary novel. Why is it so thick? And I don't know if you can see right there, but that pink one, yeah, that's the sequel. It's thicker than this one. So we'll see how we go, but geez, I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure for July if I try to read Blade Breaker and Things We Never Got Over, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to talk about the next two books together because they're part of the same series. It is book 3 and book 4 in the Raven and the Dove series by Caitlin Davis, and it is The Dragon and the Queen, and then also The Godborn and the King. I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not going to pick these two up until probably September or later. Just very much not in the mood to read them. I genuinely think I'm going to have to like read like a contemporary, read probably The Dragon and the Queen, read a contemporary, and then go back to The Godborn and the King. I don't think back-to-back fantasy really works for me very well if I'm not thoroughly enjoying the series. I feel like I liked the first two books more than I actually did, and I haven't been honest with myself. These two I need to read. So they were book 3 and 4, and then book 5 is The Shadow Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. When I said with Daughter of Sparta that I thought she was a badass female lead, I actually think this is the badass female lead, because this is the one where there's a king and she wants to make him fall in love with her, and then I think she wants to kill him and like take over. Sounds like a badass. I also want to read other books by this author like that she has. They look fantastic and the covers look stunning, and I had to force myself not to buy them because I'm like, you should actually read the book of hers that you own on your shelf so you can determine if you like her writing style as an author before you go and buy multiple books by this author and then realize you don't like her. I am actually excited to pick this one up. Maybe we make it like a September read. Do we do that to ourselves? Because I think the next two books I want to read in August. Maybe we do that. We'll see. We'll see. But books 6 and 7 are the first two books in a series, and that is by Kerri Maniscalco, and that is Kingdom of the Wicked and also Kingdom of the Cursed. If you saw my book haul video, and that one I did pick up the third and final book in this series, which is Kingdom of the Feared. I'm pretty confident I told myself I was going to pick these books up and read them in July. However, when I went to film my TBR video for July, I was really upset that day. This is gonna sound so lame. I'm aware that this is pathetic, guys, so it's okay if you think I'm pathetic. I'm aware I'm pathetic for acting this way, but like the day I filmed that video was the day that the pre-sale tickets went up for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour in Australia. I anticipated that I would be waiting some time to get tickets because I knew there was a high demand. I did not think that I would spend my entire day staring at my computer screen trying to get through to get tickets, stuck in a fucking lounge. And so I literally wasted half my day. It got to like 2 p.m. I was in the queue at 10 and I just went, fuck it, I have to film some videos because I've got nothing filmed to go up next week. I literally sat here sad, couldn't pick out what books I wanted to read for July, and just picked the 4 most recent books I'd purchased because I had to film it. And the whole video is fucking pathetic. Like, I'm aware. And I completely forgot that I had said to myself at the start of June, I need to pick these 2 books up and read them in July because I feel like they're cool winter reads. Did I do that? No, I didn't. So we're gonna go for August. Please hold me accountable and give me shit in the comments of my August TBR video if I don't have these 2 books in it. But they are books 6 and 7. I'm so sorry that was just a rant of me complaining about Taylor Swift tickets. Like, I need to check my privilege. So yeah, they are the 7 books that I have left to read in the next 6 months of the year. I think it is really quite achievable, and like this is looking like my setup for the 23 books I want to read in 2023 is looking stunning because I color in the books once I've read them. Also, I took inspiration from Rachel Catherine for this. I did not come up with this spread on my own. I completely stole it from her. Credit goes to her, not to me. I didn't come up with this. I'm not creative. That is this video. That is the update on how I'm going with the 23 books I wanted to read in 2023. I'm really quite proud of myself. Like I said, I have read 16 of the 23 books, which is fantastic. I really made it my mission to read these books because I know, like last year's TBR, I didn't want to read any of those books. So I'm really quite proud that I'm sitting here being like, I have 7 books left to read. Like, that is fantastic. I'm going to end the video here, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please let me know in the comments down below how you are going with your reading TBR for the year. If you have set yourself a list of books that you wanted to read this year, let me know in the comments how you're going with it. I would love to know. Thanks guys. Bye.